Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm your host, Douglas at Drown Boy Productions, and you're watching the 31 Days of Trick or Treat. Do you like blood, violence, and freaks of nature? I sure hope so, because in the 31 Days of Trick or Treat, we're going to be taking a look at gruesome things of all manner. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Captain Spaulding mask from House of a Thousand Corpses. This is, of course, one of my favorite pieces that Trick or Treat Studios has ever made, because Captain Spaulding is one of the most iconic characters in horror. I think we can all agree upon that, whether you love or hate Rob Zombie's films. Captain Spaulding is a beloved character. And more than that, he's portrayed by one of the most beloved and prolific actors in horror, Mr. Sid Haig. If you've ever had the opportunity to meet Sid at a convention, you know how great of a person he is. And I did luckily have the opportunity to meet him once. And that was a great experience. He took time with each and every person that came by his table. And he did not charge very much for his signature if you got something from him. And I don't think he charged you at all if you brought anything from home. So a very, very nice and humble guy. And I think Justin Mabry did a pretty amazing job capturing his likeness here. Of course, some of the factory paint jobs can be hit or miss. It seems like anything with face paint, like the ghost masks, or of course, Captain Spaulding here, if the face paint isn't lined up properly, or if it's too thick or sloppy in places, it kind of looks a little bit off. But there are very, very nice copies, and even more so, if you're the type of person who likes to repaint these with a little bit of paint work and some hair work, these look phenomenal. I've seen people do House of a Thousand Corpses versions where it's no face paint and it looks awesome. And I have seen a lot of people do, of course, the natural clown paint. And one thing I wish he had was a hat. I think that there is a hat that you can get with the full costume from Trick or Treat, but there's no individual hat accessory. Luckily, however, years and years ago I found this hat at a thrift store, and it's not exact, but it's pretty damn close to Captain Spaulding's. And of course, if I take this like hairband piece off here and maybe give it like an elastic band, it would look pretty perfect on top of this guy once he's repainted. As for the paint job on this particular copy, you guys probably can't see this too well in this current lighting, but there is a pretty decent amount of depth added to the flesh tones, so that actually looks pretty damn good. The way that they have kind of sponged on the makeup here looks pretty good. Obviously, that's going to be, I guess, pretty inconsistent amongst copies, but it looks kind of like nice and naturally smeared and faded out on my copy at least. The hair on this copy doesn't look too bad either. Of course, these masks can use just a little bit of tweaking, but this is pretty damn nice for stock. The only thing I could really complain about is the face paint. The face paint's a little bit uneven and a little bit sloppy, but yet again, that could be easily touched up. If you're the type of person who doesn't want to airbrush over the entire thing, take off the hair, and redo everything, you could probably just sponge on a little bit of white and just repaint that easily. And he does have some nice sculpted in eyes here with the iris cut out so that you can see through it, and you can leave it as is or you can cut out the eyes. I've seen people just cut out the actual eye itself, and it looks pretty damn creepy that way. But really outside of that, there's not a whole lot left to say about this piece, so let's go ahead and take a look at the excerpt from the Trick or Treat Studios website. Alright, so here we go. It says that this piece is sculpted by Justin Mabry. Trick or Treat Studios, Global Merchandising Services, and Rob Zombie are proud to present the official Captain Spaulding mask from Rob Zombie's cult classic House of a Thousand Corpses. Based on hundreds of behind-the-scenes pictures, our art director Justin Mabry sculpted the most screen-accurate Captain Spaulding ever produced. So get yourself our officially licensed Captain Spaulding costume and the official Captain Spaulding mask and become Sid Haig and his ultimate screen villain, Captain Spaulding. And as for the price on this, it's running the average mask cost, which is $60, which is a pretty damn great price for this mask. Of course, stock, they look awesome. I have seen a couple of other officially licensed masks of Captain Spaulding that weren't quite as good as this. Even the Bump in the Night, which is really cool, in my opinion, isn't quite as good as this one. And with a little bit of paint work that pretty much anyone can do, no matter how skilled you are with mask work, this thing can be even better. If you want one yourself, you can pick that up directly from Trick or Treat Studios, or you can get it from many other retailers that they work with. There's not a whole lot left to say, so I guess I'll give you guys some close-ups of this bad boy. Love you all. Thank you for watching. I hope you've all been enjoying the 31 Days of Trick or Treat event, and see you next time.